Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Wrestling is Her. I am your host, Raja, and I am here with my fantabulous co-host, John.
Fantabuloso.
And it has been an absolutely insane couple of weeks.
Insane, don't tell. I mean, what are you talking about?
This is just, what word would you use to describe it?
I would use this. We can't do it yet. We got this coming up tomorrow. We can't do it yet. We got this coming up tomorrow. Over and over and over.
It was
relentless.
Busy week. Yes, relentless is a good word for it, because there were just like things thrown left and right and random, just like handed to us. Like, here you go, you get this, and we're like, what? We can't. No,
like
there's not enough time.
Somebody just unleashed some cash bank money.
Yes, it is absolutely
all over the place.
She just appeared, and then things like went off the handles.
Some craziness ensued. I mean, it's been wild, man. I mean, in the past week and a half or so, we've got debuts. We've got a lot of finality going into some new events coming out. We've got the Mania week stuff that's all taking shape now. We've got, Cinderella winners, but after that seems insignificant compared to
it does.
The ladies. Like, who are we losing from Stardom? Well, we know now who we're losing from Stardom, and according to a nice little Okada, mid-30s man, that's it.
That's all.
That's all. He's like,
it's just very simple. That's all.
Little Phil Collins, Genesis, 1984. So little that's all. If you don't know, you should know. You should look that up. It's a great song.
There you go.
But with all that, we were sad. We were horrible. We were crying. It
was an interesting
week.
Oh
my God, this is the worst thing ever. And then Okada, not that Okada, but he did some shit too. But the Okada at Stardom, he gave us finality. He gave us this feeling of peace.
Yeah, it's hard to say there was a better way to go about all of this.
Listen, it's hard to say goodbye, but if I've got to say goodbye to you, a long, passionate night or 10
right,
might be the way to do it.
Right, yeah, that's fair. I mean, don't cry because it's ending, smile because it happened, right?
Yeah, there you go, bud.
So let's get into all this stuff that's been happening.
If you dare,
because there's so much of it.
We can just forget it all and just say, check,
just pretend,
please.
just move on to the next thing.
Holy God.
So over on the WWE side of things, where arguably things have been a little tamer than everywhere else.
Yeah, who would ever thought?
And even there's some craziness.
There.
Because we found out since our last episode that Shayna Baszler is making an appearance at Bloodsport 10 on WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
Which is an indie show.
Yeah, it did. So we think, yes.
It's like, so we believed up to this
so
point.
We think. We never know if they're pulling a Paul Heyman.
Yeah,
getting a little dirty money.
But Shayna, I mean, she belongs on a Bloodsport. She's got the credentials.
I thought she was going to say she belongs on an indie.
No.
I was going to, Jesus Christ, Raja.
That's not where I was heading. She's tailor-made for the Bloodsport.
She is very
brand.
Swifty for that.
And
yes.
She'll be facing Masha Slamovich, which is probably going to be a crazy, insane match.
It will be. It's good for Masha. I mean,
it is.
She deserves all the flowers with all the stuff she's done.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's a big step for her,
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we're getting to see a really cool Masha Slamovich match.
Yes.
On WrestleMania weekend at GCW and JCW versus the World, where Masha will be putting the JCW championship on the line against Shiri.
Yes.
So that's just like insane to think about.
I can't think about it too much.
Yeah, no. It's everything happening I can't think about until we're there.
So our Mania week, folks, our Mania week is insane. Other than obvious us participating in the WrestleMania night 1. Not night 2 though. Yeah, we're not going to night 2. We're doing night 1. But other than that, we've got just Josh-mania.
Yeah, like
Josh-mania running wild.
It started out as like, oh, Stardom's coming to Philadelphia.
Then we gotta go.
We can go and see Stardom, and it's as it does, it's turned into just this massive thing.
Yeah. Well, it's a massive thing. So let's see. Meet and greet Raja and John and all our shenanigans. Shenanigans is like a little
we do have a lot
imaginary
of
person we take with us everywhere. It's just, top of the morning. So we're going to be going to Stardom on Thursday.
On Thursday afternoon,
and then we're
Stardom.
going to the
Thursday night is the
WrestleCon
Mark Hitchcock Memorial Show. Then midnight on Thursday.
Then we're going to be at the
GCW JCW show.
Right, GCW JCW show, and we're reasonably close on all three shows. It's like a fourth row, front row.
Yes. I think the furthest back we're sitting is Stardom, which is fifth row.
Which is bull.
It is. But that's just how it happened.
Yeah. So,
and then Friday, the only thing we have is Supercard of Honor.
Right, Supercard of Honor Friday. And it's front row, right?
It's third row.
It's third row.
Then Saturday, we're going to see GCW versus Tokyo Joshi Pro in their little place over there near ECW Arena.
The not ECW Arena.
And then on Sunday,
like a sneeze away.
On Sunday will be second row for the Spark Joshi show, which is basically just a Stardom show at this point.
Well, yeah, it's Stardom and Super Indie, but we're super excited about that.
Yes.
We get to,
arguably the most excited.
We get to meet one of our freaking legends.
I can't believe Kyoko Inoue is going to be there.
We're going to meet Kyoko
Inoue.
I
screamed when I saw that
announcement. You did. You passed out. You don't remember that. You lost time.
I love Kyoko Inoue. If you've
Aliens came down and said, nope.
If you've never seen Kyoko Inoue wrestle, she's so
If you've not seen Kyoko Inoue wrestle,
innovative.
Just hang up. Just hang
why
up.
Are you here?
Go away. Go away. We love you in the future when you've seen it. Like, go watch it and then come back.
It's going to be so much fun. I'm like, I can't think too hard about it because I start like getting anxious. But it's going to be so fun.
Yeah, I mean, we got a hell of time.
Because of all the cool stuff that we're going to see.
And that might not be all.
No, I mean we got 2 weeks left, right?
I mean, we got free time and we don't have 2 weeks.
We have a little over a week.
Yeah.
A week and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We're going to probably get more tickets, man.
It's knowing us. We're going to be there and stuff's happening.
I think we still have the Tokyo Joshi Pro.
Tokyo Joshi does have a show on Friday morning and we're not doing anything on Friday morning.
Wait, we got the ticket for Tokyo Joshi and GCW.
Yes, that's on Saturday.
Okay.
But just the Tokyo Joshi show. Okay. We don't have tickets to yet.
Right. See, you folks are part of this right now. Like you need to comment.
This is our conversation for the past month.
You need to comment, let us know if there's something we need to do that we've not thought about, and let us know what we need to see and do and all this stuff. And we'd be glad to come out and hang out and whatever. I mean, we're going to be in Philly. So if you're going to be in Philly, let us know.
Yes.
If you like the show, you love the show, you hate the show, let us know. We can fight, whatever you want to do.
And the amount of times we've been disappointed because we see something cool and we're like, oh, we already have something at that time.
Yeah. No, seriously though.
Like hanging out with other podcasters and stuff. We're like, dang it.
We love, we'd love to meet you guys and hang out and talk wrestling.
Yeah.
Be freaking wonderful. So just, shoot a message, leave a comment. All that good stuff.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
We are very approachable and weird. And awkward and
we're the most easy to get along with people.
Absolutely.
We're not arrogant at all, promise.
Oh God. Yeah, no. I mean, the opposite, probably too much. So there you go.
So I know we're supposed to be talking about WWE, but talking about Kyoko Inoue just brought this up in my mind. This past weekend at the West Coast Pro Show with Miraculous, Chigusa Nagayo wrestled her final match of her career. People were like, they knew it was going to be the last match in the States, but it ended up being her retirement match. So Chigusa Nagayo now no longer wrestling.
You have to be putting me on. I didn't know this was the retirement match.
I just saw it. I just saw this and I was so disappointed. And I was like, well, so she's an amazing trainer And she runs Miraculous, of course, and she's just so great with all the girls. But to know that a legend like that is just retiring completely,
listen,
it's so sad.
It bothers me to no end that we have some of these legends. I mean, my God, real, honest to God legends out there that people barely even know anything about.
I know.
The fact that Manami Toyota is alive and looks like $1 million.
Yeah.
And is not just, they don't just have statues of her entering every city.
Right. It's a travesty
it's
of
a
justice.
crime. Like the Statue of Liberty needs to be replaced. And with her holding up a wrestling ring.
There you go.
I mean, because that's how fantastic she is. Like, she is the female Will Ospreay, as far as 5-star matches.
Some of those women they blow your mind every time you see what they can do.
So WWE, say?
Yes, WWE. So we've had a little bit of movement going on over there leading into WrestleMania. This past week on Raw, Becky Lynch defeated Nia Jax at last in a last woman standing match.
Right.
So she was able to keep her down for the count of 10 and prove that she can beat Nia Jax and she's not going to get her face broken. Not to be confused
with the going around the internet thing today of Rhea Ripley giving Nia Jax the stink face. That was just worth the price of admission. That was awesome.
Rhea Ripley generally is.
Yes.
On the other end of things, Bayley defeated one of her demons in a way in a match against Dakota Kai. She won by disqualification. So, damage control, just getting involved in everything. So she kind of got one up on Dakota, but not really. And that's all kind of like Bianca's now pulled into this, and Naomi. Like, Bianca has a match against Dakota Kai next week, and I'm imagine that all of this is going to lead to some more WrestleMania matches with Bianca Belair and Naomi possibly teaming.
Right.
And maybe Dakota Kai in there, or maybe Bianca and Naomi will go for the tag team titles. You never know.
That would be actually kind of cool.
It would be. Like, give the Kabuki Warriors their WrestleMania match, please. We need to know what they're doing.
No, it'd be awesome.
But we also learned that Jade Cargill will be making her debut next week on SmackDown.
You forgot the long-awaited part.
Oh, sorry. Jade Cargill will be making her long-awaited debut next week on SmackDown.
Yeah, which is awesome, man. I mean...
It is, yeah. I'm excited to finally see her back in the ring.
Finally! The Jade has returned. So I hope that, I hope it goes well and that people are...
nice about it.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if she's doing anything at WrestleMania.
Not hypercritical,
Right. But the world we live in. Just don't go on X after.
This is how people are.
Yeah.
But hopefully they'll be cool, man. I mean, it's a big deal for her, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so there has been a little bit of movement in those storylines, but nothing major has come out of it because, it's not like we're a week and a half away from WrestleMania or anything.
No, that would be silly.
On the other end of things, in AEW, we've had some pretty cool stuff happening.
A couple things.
There's
been a few things happening.
I suppose we should lead off with the recent debut that we saw at AEW Big Business. It was just a little person by the name of Mercedes Mone.
Yes. Mone.
And the ambiance of this debut was even more than I imagined it would be.
It was amazing.
Like, the start of the song, I think people knew who it was at the start, even though there was no words up there. Yeah. But as soon as the song started...
They thought it was a Stardom person named Keo. They're like, oh my God, it's Keo!
Who's Keo? I don't know.
It don't matter. Let's cheer like we did for that Chiricahua.
Yes. It was very quiet at first when people are like trying to figure it out. Then CEO comes up there and you've got like that one half of the crowd that knows screaming, and then Mercedes Mone goes up there and it's the full on
absolutely
yelling.
And listen, you can have your hot takes, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't get into the hot takes. But sometimes...
We don't subscribe to them.
Sometimes I do subscribe to people that have subscribed to hot takes, and I have to listen to this crap Jappity. And you hear stuff like, well, she's got the fans yelling in the intro of the music. Well, that sounds like great marketing to me.
Yes.
That sounds like fantastic marketing. It sounds like something well, at least it's not piped in canned heat.
Yeah.
Where you see fans literally playing, Candy Crush while you're hearing this incredible chants happening. And you're like, where's that part of the crowd at?
Who's doing that?
So regardless, and I don't even mind that. I don't mind that. I just use it for context.
Yes.
Right? I don't care. I'd much rather hear even if it was not real.
Right.
I would much rather hear something.
It's
fine. It don't bother me at all, But the whole deal is people are people. And it's such a small minority of assholes. Mm-hmm. And those assholes just have to asshole.
Yes.
They just have to.
They have this need, like in their body. They have to say something negative.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's impossible for an asshole not to drop some shit from time to time and all the time. But the whole thing about it is this was beautiful. And if you can't see, if you were a fan of hers before.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you let tribalism keep you from being a fan.
Yeah.
That's a you problem, and
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous. I mean, listen, this lady she bet on herself.
Yes.
She took a huge gamble, a lot less money initially, right? I mean, and because you don't know what's going to happen. And she had her principles. She made a name for herself in Stardom. And listen, I don't care how many matches she had there. She did freaking amazing.
Every single one of them was incredible.
Those matches were memorable and stand the test of time. Not only that, but I mean, you got to think in WWE she had arguably the greatest women's matches of all time.
Yes.
And then has a career-ending injury to her ankle that she's still not cleared back from.
Right.
Like she's in there right now, but she's still not cleared.
But she's doing it. She's out here doing it.
And she's out there doing it. Obviously, she'll be back in the ring because she's one of those people that's going to be like, no, that's not okay.
Right.
And, so, and I think it's beautiful. And I think that bringing some of the complaints early on with AEW were things like the professionalism in promos or this or that. If you've looked at the production quality on that show in the last month, I love the flashes of WWE because it's the good parts of WWE.
Yeah, the little the video packages have just been off the chain
while we keep the top-notch wrestling.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Yeah, it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And just don't be one of those people that lives in numbers.
Yeah.
It's not like do you actually have part of the company? I mean, do you is that the deal, or do you just are you a wrestling fan? If you're a wrestling fan, it's the best time ever to be alive right now.
Yeah, because
WWE's on fire.
Yes,
they're fun. They're doing things they've never done before. They're giving wrestlers out to indie shows.
Yeah.
We've got an incredible WrestleMania coming up.
Absolutely.
And without some dirty perv back there that's, stinking shit up.
Ruining everything.
And we got AEW on fire right now.
Oh, man.
Absolutely on fire.
Having some of the best matches.
And we got indies are just exploding. You've got, Stardom in America. You've got just a bunch of opportunities and excitement all over the place.
Pro wrestling is top notch right now.
It's amazing right now. Just don't live in a negativity. Yeah, it was an amazing debut for her.
It was. I love the crowd participation in the song. I will never not enjoy a song that we can participate in. Yeah. That's the best part.
Oh, absolutely.
And just the fact that because you don't ignore the past or anything like that, she comes in with this baked in storyline ready to go, and it all makes sense. And of course she's kind of got her eye on Willow because of that match where she was injured, and Willow clearly feels very badly about it.
So funny because we've had not a real argument. It's one of those joke arguments you have.
It's a joke, yes.
And where I'm like, damn it, Willow broke her leg, And it's all just one of these things of Raj is like, she fell off the damn rope.
It wasn't Willow's fault.
It could have happened to anybody. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But it happened to Willow, right?
Willow was there.
Willow did it.
She shoved her off the ropes.
Absolutely, with her mind.
And they've taken that and run with it because They should.
Yeah.
And even the little thing of Stokely being like, well, you broke her ankle, so.
Yeah.
And she's like, Stokely.
Yeah, the flabbergastness of it.
It's amazing.
It's a new word. Flabbergastness.
Yes.
You know, the way she said it, she's like, Stokely.
Yeah, so Mercedes has come in and she has her ambition of doing a global women's revolution, like all over the globe. She wants to bring every woman together and just create this amazing women's pro wrestling thing, that she leads.
she's a Mandalorian. She can do what she wants.
She can, absolutely. And I'm so excited for when she finally gets in the ring to wrestle, because I think that alone will shut up a lot of the negative people. Like, once you see her in a match, it's kind of like, okay, I get it.
So I think, honestly, that the way to go, and I believe this with anybody you bring in that has a lot of fanfare, because most of your common fans are freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they just are. It's embarrassing almost, but they fall under the same thing. So somebody comes up with a lot of fanfare from somewhere else, or it's been gone or whatever. It seems like people don't like there to be just pure happiness.
Yeah,
so they want to shit on something. When this happens, I think the best thing to do is turn her heel.
Yeah, they've kind of given flashes of that already.
Yeah, I think just turn her heel, and she'll be the coolest thing ever. Like, everybody will think, oh, she's so cool. She has such a cool character. You know, like it'll just happen, man. I mean, it's kind of like the Okada Bucks thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen naturally just because of where she's been and how she's coming in. And like, we're going to have people like Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter coming back, and like people like Willow, who people love, and Chris Statlander is like going against that. You kind of just make yourself into the bad guy.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Regardless, it's going to be great, and
it is.
And the show itself is just amazing.
I have all the faith in the world. So we've only gotten to see her twice on the two Dynamites since the one she debuted, and then the next week where she actually helped Willow and Chris, and then Willow kind of teased hitting her with a chair. It was a little much, but there's definitely fire there.
Oh yeah,
like stoking the flames.
There's stuff cooking, man.
Yes, and as far as Willow and Chris Statlander are concerned, they are still deeply embroiled in this whole feud with Sky Blue and Julia Hart. We got to see an insane street fight between these four on Rampage after Dynamite on Wednesday.
Absolutely. I mean, it was amazing. It really lived up to the street fight.
It did. Like, Willow has now like been in more street fights than any other woman on the AEW women's roster, and she takes pride in that, clearly.
Right.
She just keeps upping the ante over and over. I think my favorite part of this was Julia pulling out the tacks, and then Chris adding more tacks on top. It's just
me too,
so ridiculous.
Well, that or the unbreakable tables from hell.
Oh, God. That commentary table.
That commentary table is death incarnate.
It is. We thought that somebody was
Poor
really going to get her.
man.
Oh, God. It looked so bad.
That code red, broke her in half.
That table's so strong.
It really is.
It's terrifying.
Like, they've reinforced that thing. And it's the most unforgiving table of all time.
Absolutely. And this match, even coming after the Dynamite main event of Adam Copeland winning the TNT Championship against Christian in Toronto, like, and still getting you into it and being an amazing match was just so good. Nice.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, just amazing vibes. I mean, you had the big Boston show, you had the big Toronto show. Mm-hmm. It's just really some good stuff going on. Like amazing. I said, the production it's next level. It's good stuff, and the flow is just keeps you wanting. I mean,
absolutely
great stuff going on right now.
Yes, and as far as the women's title is concerned, Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm are still going at each other. Now, Toni Storm and Mariah May have begun tagging as a tag team, which Mariah is over the moon about. And Deonna wanted to face them in a tag team match. She had a surprise tag team partner, which ended up being Thunder Rosa. And in this match, Thunder Rosa tagged herself in when Deonna was not ready to tag out, you could say, and ended up getting a pin over Toni Storm, who is the champion.
Yeah.
And Thunder Rosa continues to talk about how she never lost the women's title because she was injured and she had to give it up.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say that we're heading for a title match between Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa.
It looks that way
in the near future.
And I don't hate it. I mean, it's good stuff. I mean, you got, honestly, right now, the ascension of Julia is probably one of the biggest stories in AEW. You know?
Absolutely.
She can do no wrong right now with the fans.
Yeah.
And it's cool because of her young age.
Yeah.
What a superstar.
She's gonna, like, imagine in 10 years or even 5 years. Like, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, if you go by the current ascent that she's done, she's ready for Hall of Fame in 2 years. Yeah. I mean,
she just keeps going on this trajectory.
She's fantastic. So I love the fact that it's just swelled. I mean, it's so much talent and so much talent that we've yet to have come back.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see Mariah May in there, like, basically every week. Like, she is so talented.
She really is. If you guys don't know, man, I mean, just on the Stardom house shows and stuff, she can carry a match.
She brings that hard-hitting,
I think people can see it already. I mean, she's got something you either have or you don't.
Right.
And whatever it is, she has mounds of it.
She does. I did want to mention one more thing, because when all this was happening with the Boston show and stuff, we actually got a little sneak peek behind the scenes where Tony Khan tweeted a picture of himself with Taro Okada, the president of Stardom currently, and it was revealed that wrestlers from Stardom and CMLL and New Japan were all going to be participating in Forbidden Door this year.
Absolutely.
And I am so excited about
Me too, man. Me too.
I'm so ready to see Stardom girls more and more in AW.
It's going to be awesome, especially they're going to be doing it at the Author Ash.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
That's such a cool atmosphere anyway.
Yeah.
And, I can only imagine what they do with multiple Stardom girls. Yeah. As we're going to get to, we've already had a little hint of a Stardom girl.
We have, and the CMLL people. And I think this year, Forbidden Door is going to be much more like what Tony probably imagined when he came up with the concept a couple years ago.
Yeah, he's dealt with a lot of injuries and BS and stuff.
Absolutely. So, as you were alluding to, on Ring of Honor recently, we did have a very fun debut where in Boston they filmed a match between Anna Jay and Mina Shirakawa, which was such a good match. But also, just to see Mina in Ring of Honor is so exciting because it just opens so many doors.
Can I call out Ian Riccoboni?
Yes, you may.
Can I keep calling him Boney?
If you like.
What was it? How do you say it? Hanako?
He said Hanako.
Oh, Hanako.
Yes, instead of Hanako.
it's all in it's Hanako, baby. That's
yes. But Mina showing up here and teasing some sort of master plan that she's got going on.
By the way, I'm just joking about the Ian thing. I mean, he puts a lot of prep, and he could have just said, "Hey, there's this girl."
Yeah. He didn't have to mention any names.
He knew about EXV. Mm-hmm. It's all good.
Yes. And she's been participating in this whole We Want Mina hashtag that's been going around and just kind of like pumping up her whole American side of her career right now. And I think she's really excited to come back.
Yeah, I mean, she, like I said, tweeted this is the beginning of my master plan.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. It means something. And it's not like we don't have the friends there with Rose Gold and all this. Yeah. So with Mariah May, and
absolutely,
probably going to see some of that. We'll know a lot during WrestleMania weekend.
We will,
because you're going to have the Ring of Honor show, you're on the Stardom show. There's rumors, with Anna Jay.
Yeah, possibly.
Maybe doing something with Stardom, which I think would be fantastic for her.
Yeah, I agree.
Just doing a run.
She would get a lot out of it, I think. Yeah. And the way she worked so well with Mina in this match, it just kind of gives you a glimpse of what she could do if she was over there for even a short amount of time.
Agreed, because she's such a bruiser anyway.
She is, and she's got a great presence about her. I think the Japanese fans would really enjoy seeing her.
I think so too.
But on that note, I did want to mention that there were more announcements for Philadelphia for the Stardom wrestlers, and I think that's important to mention because of the shows happening in and around Philadelphia at that time, including Supercard of Honor,
right?
Which could potentially see some of these talents now that we know that obviously Stardom wrestlers can be on Ring of Honor. So the confirmed list for Philadelphia right now is Mayu Utani, Starlight Kid, Tam Nakano, Shiri, Azumi, Momo Kogo, Mina Shirakawa, Saya Kamitani, Saki from Colors, Micah, May Sarah, Konami, Ram Kai Chow, Stephanie Vicure, Mariah May, Willow Nightingale, and Zaya Brookside. So, it just, some of the top names, like Tam and Mayu and Starlight, Azumi being there, Shiri, like, they brought out the big guns.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, just amazing.
I think a lot of people are excited about the fact that Mariah is going to be there along with Mina for the potential Rose Gold reunion.
Yeah.
I don't see how you do anything else except for put them together in a tag team match.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah, and Micah calling out Megan Bayne for a red belt championship match at that show.
Amazing, because Megan
is insane.
Megan Bayne had went above and beyond in her matches. You go back and watch the championship match with Tam. Mm-hmm. Is just phenomenal.
Her first match,
and then the match with Julia.
Oh, every time Megan's in a ring with Julia, it's magic.
Absolute magic.
Just completely
just
beautiful.
Blow you away kind of stuff.
Yes, and the Divine Kingdom tag team with Micah was so good and so beautiful. Those two are such good friends that I think it's just apropos that they be opponents.
Absolutely.
Here in America.
Absolutely. It'll be great. It'll blow away expectations.
Oh, yeah.
And open a lot of eyes. And
absolutely.
Then, it's a great way to reintroduce the States. Mm-hmm. To Megan.
Yeah, I'm excited to see her again. Like, I've missed her since she left Japan.
Me too. A lot of fun, a lot of surprises, and a lot of great talent.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. Before we move on, a little more Ring of Honor stuff that's happened. We have made it to the final of the Ring of Honor TV title, the women's TV title tournament. So we know now at Supercard of Honor, it will be Billie Starkz versus Queen Aminata.
My God, what a match.
For the TV title. Just like, you could kind of see it coming from the very beginning, but the fact that it's here, I'm just so stoked.
And either way that goes,
Yeah, you're kind of happy either way.
Either way it goes. I kind of hope that Queen Aminata takes it. And that Billie, I hope that Athena tries to help Billie and it screws up.
That could totally happen.
Or, something along those lines. Or Billie just doesn't win and
Athena's upset with her.
Yeah.
For not winning.
Making it go back again to another match.
Yeah.
Because I think Billie's destiny is the Ring of Honor Women's Championship.
It does feel that way. Just because of, it's been such a long story they've been telling between her and Athena.
I think that's the real story. And Queen Aminata would make a great television champion.
Oh, yeah. Defending it all every week.
I kind of want her to win it for Africa.
It's kind of perfect for her.
Yeah.
She's so talented too. She deserves it.
Absolutely. And she's got a great story and she's just good.
She is. She's just that good.
She's just good.
Her match with Red Velvet, it was amazing.
Again, which both could have went either way. Red Velvet, as we've talked about, just amazing.
Yes.
Has come so far.
She has.
And, both these ladies went out there and just
killed each other.
Just killed each other is a good way to put it.
I'm excited for the match between them because I know that they're both going to come out there ready to deliver on all cylinders.
They're going to be so jazzed up, dude.
They are. And we've also learned who Athena's opponent at Supercard of Honor is going to be now.
Yes.
One Hikaru Shida.
Yes.
Who made her debut in Ring of Honor just kind of out of nowhere.
My kendo stick, bitch.
But I mean, she's a former AEW Women's World Champion. She held it for such a long time and really carried the company for a long time. Yeah, and she deserves a title shot in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she and Athena are definitely going to tear it up.
Oh yeah, they are. I mean, geez, how could you not?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it's going to be great stuff. Athena on pay-per-view does not play around.
No, she does not. So she
not
better
that
watch
she
out.
ever plays around.
Yeah,
but
I don't know if this is the time for Athena to drop it. It just doesn't feel right yet.
No.
I feel like we're gonna know it when we get there.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that Shida can have she's just not used to the Ring of Honor style. I mean, no. I know it's AEW.
She's not used to Athena.
But it is different.
It is.
It has its own personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Ring of Honor is just crazy good.
And that Ring of Honor championship, man.
I could see Athena carrying it all the way to Final Battle this year. Like, full 2 years.
Or forever.
Or forever. Just let her keep it.
Forever champion.
She does call herself
that.
So, that brings us to Stardom.
Oh, yeah, that little thing.
And before we get into what happened in the Cinderella tournament and the shows from this past weekend, we have to talk about the confirmation we received of the 5 wrestlers that are leaving Stardom at the end of March, which is painful.
It hurts.
It hurts. So we all already knew about Julia.
We did.
Julia was announced before, but before that we knew.
I wrote her off already.
Yes, we knew she was leaving.
Off my Turtle roster.
It was hard to really be sad about it again because we were already sad about it once.
Yes.
But along with Julia, we've learned that Mai Sakurai, Mirai, Yuzuki, and Utami Hayashishita are leaving Stardom.
I'm so sorry. I know I've told you, but my condolences.
It's okay. I've grieved, and I think I'm okay now.
Are you?
I think so.
What's your favorite wrestler?
I have a lot of favorite wrestlers. It's okay. It's not like she's leaving wrestling entirely.
I know, but, I know you had some Philadelphia dreams.
I did. Of course I did. I wanted to meet Utami Hayashishita.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of people did. And a lot of people are really upset about her leaving and also the split of Aphrodite, who is a lot of people's favorite tag team in Stardom.
Yeah.
So this one's a big hit. Like, Mirai leaving is sad. I love Mirai. Yeah. She is one of my personal favorites.
I know.
She's sunshine to me.
Saya Kamatani's come out now, too, and said that she almost left.
Yeah. There were a lot of people, I think, that were considering it.
They thought about it and decided not to.
Yeah, because, you put a lot of work and effort into Stardom, into the Stardom name and what it stands for.
You got to remember, you guys, they're the ones that are Stardom. Stardom's a name.
Yeah, but the wrestlers are what make it Stardom.
They make it special. And the ones that are still there, congratulations. Kudos to you.
Yeah.
And best of luck to the ones leaving.
Absolutely.
Like I've said, the way they're doing it is amazing. They've already had, stuff we'll talk about and stuff coming up still. That's really a great send off that you don't get in any other wrestling.
Absolutely. Usually they try to bury you as much as possible if you're leaving.
Yeah, it's not the same.
They're like, screw you or whatever. But I think, so Utami was the saddest for me, obviously. But I think the most surprising for me was probably Yuzuki, since she just debuted in November and it's like, we just got her and now she's leaving. Yeah. And she talks so much about like being with Mayu and everything. It's just a little confusing to me, but
yeah, we'll see how that career goes.
Best of luck to her in whatever she's hoping to get out of this.
It's a big decision to make so early.
Yes.
When you're still a young lion.
Yes. And I think a really interesting point of this is that they made it a point to mention that everyone's contract was up and they were leaving after March 31st. Except for Julia and Utami, who they said were going to also be at the April 12th Crockman Hall show.
Yeah.
Which is a little weird. But they must have something planned, something going on at that show that they need them for, I guess.
Right.
Maybe another generational struggle. Maybe they're doing their singles match before they leave.
Well, when's the Aphrodite special?
I don't know. It's a little before that, I think. Okay. So it's very strange. So I don't know what that's going to be, but I'm excited to see what it is.
Yeah, and again, that doesn't happen without a good working relationship and a good send off, and so far it's been that kind of thing.
Yeah, it has. Like they've really treated everyone really well.
It's the example others should follow because if somebody's leaving, they're leaving, man.
Yeah.
So you can be one of two ways about it and completely burn bridges for years.
Yeah.
Or be super freaking cool and give the fans some fan service.
Absolutely.
Not make it hurt as bad because you're getting some fulfillment and, best of wishes, best of luck. Hey, the door's open.
Yeah, I think it's all been really very nice.
I think it could have been messy.
From both sides.
It could have been very messy.
Yeah, the wrestlers could have refused to do certain things. The company could have put them all in the first match of the night and been like, bye. But
I think this really shut the door on criticism and tribalisms.
Yeah, people trying to make it a war.
Yeah.
like we hate.
Because it's, they were like, no, we're not doing that.
We all love each other, which was very evident from this weekend.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, let's talk about the remainder of the Cinderella tournament that we saw since our last episode, we got to see the last 3 nights of the tournament and the finality of it. And they did wait to announce the departures before this tournament, like after it was ended, so that it wouldn't take away attention from it, which I thought was really nice. Because for the people that are staying and are in this tournament, this is a really big deal.
Oh, absolutely.
So since our last episode, we saw a couple of second round matches. Xena beat Waka Tsukiyama in an EXV match. Ruaka beat Hazuki by cheating.
Yes, that was unfortunate.
Azumi faced Sayaka Kurawara in a banger of a match.
My God, that was a great match.
A ridiculously good match for what it was.
It really was.
And Miyu Amasaki beat Mai Sakurai in her second round match, which was really cool to see. Then in the third round, we saw Hanan defeat SLK in a very hard-hitting, emotional match.
Yeah, that's that's an amazing match.
It was so good.
Just an amazing match.
Because they're just both so good at telling stories and like getting the emotions across.
That match was so freaking good. Good. That's a go out of your way match.
Yeah, for sure.
Go out of your way to see it.
And then almost surprisingly, Ruaka beat Xena in the third round to advance to the semifinals, which I think Ruaka was the biggest surprise for anybody. And on their brackets, like if you had Ruaka going this far, I don't think you're telling the truth about your bracket.
Your Ruaka's parents.
Yeah. But they tried really hard, like Oedo tried really hard to help her get to the final of this tournament. And then we saw Amisori beat Mei Seira in one of those matches that's just power against speed, you know?
Yeah, and that's probably how it should end.
Yes, and then Azumi defeated her O2 line tag team partner Miyu Amasaki to advance to the next round. In the semifinals, Hanan versus Ruaka was a lot of like trying really hard to cheat, but Stars being out there really helped and worked in Hanan's advantage because she was able.
Yeah, that was one of those just nice story-wise to see Stars overcome.
Yeah, especially after Ruaka took out Koguma and Hazuki. I think Stars were just like fed up.
Yeah, but Hazuki had one of those moments of
oh no.
Yeah.
not this time.
F the world.
Oh, I loved it. And then Amisori defeated Azumi in their semifinal match, which just we're like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, that one stung.
Yes.
But
you still could have got the same result.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the Hanan versus Amisori final was very story heavy because of their current rivalry against each other. So they were leaning very much on that. The final was a good match. It was not a bad match. They did really well against each other.
No, it was good.
And we were very pleased to see Hanan
come
out in the end.
We were over the moon
to
see Hanan because Hanan, you know, she got that rocket, man, but
oh yeah.
It's one of those things where she built the rocket herself.
Yeah, she did.
They strapped it to her. They're like, "Oh shit, you built a rocket." She's like, "Hi."
Yes.
And
here it is.
So they strapped it to her, and
they put her in a dress and crown and sent her.
Yeah, she's like, "Arigato," and she just took off.
And she does look like a little Cinderella.
Absolutely.
Even though she looks like she never wears dresses when she was walking
but
out.
she looked fantastic.
Yes, and she was very happy, and Mirai was crying, and it was very sweet. Very sweet moment.
It was incredible. It was a great tournament. Mm-hmm. Not the way I would have booked it.
It didn't go quite the way we wanted it to.
Had a couple of dream matches that we could have had.
Yes. It ended up working out to the final I had on my bracket and turning out the way that I said it would.
Congratulations, by the way. Hey.
During the tournament, I was rooting against my own bracket, but it just still ended up that way.
Seriously, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Good foresight. Obviously, I told you then. That's some safe money.
Yes, mine was the smart route.
Mine was hot shot, Dusty Rhodes. Bill Dundee, we just hired Bill Dundee in Mid-South to come book the territory. We're going to get the houses up, pal.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to put SLK and Azumi out there every night in blood matches. You know what I mean? That's just me.
Yeah.
I was wanting to see...
we wanted some high speed up
obviously, Starlight Kid's my favorite freaking professional wrestler.
I know.
I wanted Starlight Kid to win. I want this to be her year. Now I have to look forward to a certain tournament and a certain final night.
Yes.
And I want it to all come down to a certain Iwatani versus SOK.
Yes.
Where SOK ascends and overcomes and wins against her mentor. And then they make up and she comes back to Stars. And then she goes and gets the title. And, and then it's...
You're going to keep booking tournaments like this till it happens, aren't you?
God dang it. You got to see what you got, people.
So a few other cool things that happened on the night of the Cinderella final. As you mentioned, that other tournament, they did announce the dates for the 5-Star Grand Prix this year. Quite different from past years, as it's only 21 days long and 12 dates, which is very short compared to former 5-Star Grand Prix. It's going to be a blitz.
It's a blitz. It's like a third of the length.
Yeah, it's from August 10th to August 31st, like within the span of a month.
I'll be honest with you, okay? I don't like it.
It's going to be weird. I think we're going to have to feel it out as we go.
It's because all those freaking people last year didn't realize that in pro wrestling, people tweak their freaking ankle every now and then.
Right.
If you still have house shows, you're still wrestling. It's most injuries don't happen on some dangerous move.
Yeah, that's fair. It's just the normal everyday move.
Hey, I jumped off the ring like I did 5,000 times.
And there goes my foot.
And so, I mean, it can happen getting out of the shower.
Yeah.
It's just, if you're going to be working, you're going to be working.
Yeah.
And that's just it. That's the name of the game. That's your job.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting to see if they lower the number of people participating, or if it's going to be very G1 Climax where every night is just packed with tournament matches instead of undercard matches.
I don't know. On that end of things, I would rather it be elite, like a very elite number. Mm-hmm. And then you have
slightly smaller tournament.
Other people, like other matches on each show. And, just have your tournament matches. And
well, I mean, they could do a thing where it's like A block this night, B block this night, or red and blue as they do in Stardom. But it's going to be weird, I think, and we're not going to know if we like it or not until it happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be fantastic.
I hope the whole thing's broadcast live, all 12 dates. That'd be cool.
We got to give let's give a little love. Hey, listen, whoever's responsible for this, Okada, if it's you, whoever is responsible for the fact we just came off a live weekend of house shows.
Oh, man.
That were broadcast live with multiple camera angles, beautiful shots.
Through Stardom World, just on there.
Starting on YouTube with the first match and then skipping over the Stardom World, and it was seamless and it was perfect looking.
Nothing went wrong.
It was fantastic. It had 5 cameras, I think, in there.
It was crazy.
It was great, and it was a lot of fun, and it was live, man. I mean, and they did them early too. So, early being starting at midnight.
It started at midnight both nights, yes, instead of 3 a.m.
Yeah, which is super early for us.
It is. On that final night, along with those announcements of the 5-star dates, we saw Tam Nakano versus Julia in their final singles match meeting, and that went to a time limit draw, but also featured the sickest headbutt I think I've seen in a while.
I hope it's the last headbutt.
It was so gross.
I can't. I don't know.
No, we can't condone it.
In pro wrestling, the very fact that I basically crushed my frontal lobe, I just don't want it to happen to, anybody else.
And we've seen multiple examples of the terrible side effects of what a headbutt can do to somebody.
There's no way that she didn't have a concussion.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to be that guy.
She seemed a little worse for wear even a week later.
Yeah, it's just, I don't want to be that guy. I really don't. But
I don't think it added anything to the match to do it.
It never adds anything. I know that when I had mine and I had the big contusion, the big Looney Tunes knot on the front of my head.
Yeah.
That kids in the audience were saying, pointing at and Mommy, look at his head,
Right.
I thought I was fine.
Yeah.
And then a couple days later, I was in the shower and would literally black out and was blacking out off and on. And I remember training and taking a monkey flip and passing out in the middle of it. And, I literally don't remember anything else until I'm in the hospital.
Right. Yeah, it's so dangerous.
It's so dangerous and you can't screw around with those things.
And just for the shock value alone, it's really not worth it. This match would have been just as good without that one little spot in it.
Yeah, just throw more forearms.
And it was a good match. These two always kill each other.
Go to the Azumi school of here's a soft forearm.
Right. Those are great. I love all those.
Such a thud.
Just do those all the time.
Just a thud, man.
Yeah.
Just a
Azumi's
thud.
the best at it.
She really is. Go back and listen. If you got a system, you got a subwoofer, turn that crap up, turn the surround sound up, and just go watch Azumi throw some forearms.
Right.
And it puts a shiver through us.
Yeah.
It's just like boom.
It's amazing.
It's great.
But it was, I guess, a little like anticlimactic to see the time limit draw. But, you know.
I don't know. I thought it was like a nice nod to Rossi.
It's like, hey, no winner.
We miss you.
That's fine.
Here you go.
We also saw a World of Stardom championship match between Utami Hayashishita and Micah. And of course, this was before we knew for sure that Utami was leaving. There were rumors out there that it was happening, but I was still holding out.
You were the only one, Raja.
I was.
Listen, I was telling you beforehand.
I tried so hard.
You were the only one, and she really did. She was like, she may win it.
Watching this match was so sad for me because I knew if she lost, she was more than likely leaving. And I was like, just hoping.
You made me tear up because you just, the look on your face, like, I don't even think we talked after it was over.
No, I was just like, oh. But they promised to defeat each other in the ring and prove who was the real Red of Stardom. And Micah came out on top. I mean, it almost went the time limit. It was very close.
It was.
And then she had to hit like 4 Michinoku drivers or whatever to get the job done.
She did.
It was a cool way to say goodbye.
Okay.
It was.
It was, yeah.
But still very sad.
I know.
And that brings us to this past weekend.
Yes.
Where we saw some amazing stuff. Starting on the 23rd in Nara, where literally like the day of, they were like, we're doing a live load test on Stardom World of the show tonight. And we were like, what?
Yeah.
We had to rush to
We had to scramble.
It was amazing though, because it was so much fun. And they did say, Taro Okada did say like, we're not at the capacity yet to do this for every single show, but I think they're trying to get there. Like, it's very good. It feels very New Japan, where it's like most of the shows are going to be available live at some point.
I'm thinking about like launching our Patreon just to do the live commentary.
So, listen along with us.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so in Nara, we started with Yuna Mizumori versus Sayaka Kurara. And Yuna is currently on this mission to test these Cosmic Angels apprentices.
So,
see what they're all about.
Yuna is one of those girls that has completely upped her game.
Yes.
And it's like she went and somebody locked her in a room and is like, listen, you're going to watch a lot of Stan Hansen for the next few weeks. Okay? You're going to watch some Terry Gordy. You're going to watch some Steve Williams. You're going to watch, she has come out with this style of just brutality.
Yes.
And everything she does really, there's no daylight.
It's solid.
It's solid stuff. It was really good stuff. I loved night one.
Yes, the match against Sayaka was so good.
The Sayaka match was much better than the second night. So.
Then she did face Aya Sakura in the first match of the second night.
That might be the opponent.
It might be. They were both good matches, but Sayaka just has this way about her. Like, she is already a little superstar. And her selling is so
next level,
top tier. I always think
I
she's
want to call the cops
after
every time I see her in a match.
It's very like Tam Nakano getting the crap beat out of her.
It really is. It really, really is, and she's so damn good.
I'm currently rooting for her to win this whole apprenticeship thing. Oh, her spear is so good.
I mean, she just naturally
we're not even expecting it. She just snaps it on someone.
And this girl literally thought she. Yeah, I mean, who would have known?
I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah,
that out of this young lion class that we currently have.
No, because we really thought that it was going to be Rana.
Yes,
and she's great
as our favorite.
Rana's great.
She's amazing at what she does,
and seems like she don't even seem like she's a new girl. Like
no, she seems like she just naturally fits in.
Here's Rana that came from wherever it wasn't from the couch, that's for sure.
Right. She's clearly got lots of training under her.
Sayaka was just not that girl. nothing against her. We just didn't see it as being the one that was going to really get us.
Yeah, like grip you and make you really want to sit and watch her matches.
I'm excited when I see her in a match now.
Me too.
When I see she's listed, I'm like, well, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, she's so good. Like, I could totally see her being a champion in a couple years.
Absolutely.
The next match was Lady C and Miyu Amasaki defeating Aya Sakura and Tam Nakano. Just a nice little tag team match. Hazuki, Koguma, and Hanan defeated Hanako, Waka Tsukiyama, and Xena. And this was, like, there's a little flash as a preview of the New Blood title match from the next night.
But you know what returned in this match?
The chops.
The Xena chop.
she brought them back.
Yes.
Oh,
thank you, Xena.
And they sounded nasty as ever.
They did. They were nasty.
Then this match was so fun. Azumi and Mina Shirakawa versus Natsupoi and Sariano versus Yuzuki and Mayu Iwatani. And when I tell you that I would pay money for Azumi and Mina Shirakawa to be a regular tag team, they're so funny.
Dude, Azumi and Mina Shirakawa came out, and right from the go, we were looking at each other going,
oh no.
Yeah, what the hell? No, wait a second. Are these guys, these guys seem like a tag team. Yeah. Like these guys seem like they belong together.
They do.
And then the match kept going, and it's like, holy crap.
And everyone in this match was just having a lot of fun.
The time of their lives.
Like, this match was just here so that people could play.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
It was such a great match.
A lot of laughing and everything.
Yeah.
And it didn't take away from the wrestling.
Azumi trying moves that and they didn't all go right, but she had such a good time with
Azumi doing the dance?
Yeah.
I mean, that alone.
Decently well,
yeah. You know she just learned that.
Better than some people did after 6 months.
It was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was a great match.
Oh, it was. Like, I mean, they all deliver wrestling-wise. I mean, who's in it? But
but that's not even it. Like,
that wasn't the point of this match.
To get the spirit of Stardom,
yeah,
I think this is it.
Yeah, like just the sisterhood that these girls have.
One of the things we love. One of the things that just makes you feel like you're there.
Yeah, you're part of the family.
Yeah.
And then in the semi-main event, we saw Rina Ruaka, Starlight Kid, Momo Watanabe, and Natsuko Tora take on Rana Yagami, Saki Kashima, Amisori, Mirai, and Shiri. And, you know, this Oedo Tai versus God's Eye, faction versus faction. So it was a lot of craziness.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people in there. The best parts were probably Momo versus Shiri because they just kick each other until they can't move.
Absolutely.
And I just want to see that. But Momo actually got the pin over Shiri in this match, which was interesting.
Momo's on a roll right now. I think she's got a point to prove.
She does. She's very upset that she keeps getting passed over for the title shot that she wants. Megan's just like, nope.
I think it's funny, though, because it's a very Oedo Tai thing to do.
It is, yes. And of course, they continue to interfere and use weaponry and all that. They've gotten back on that recently. So
pretty much, yeah.
And then in the main event of this first night, we saw Mai Sakurai, Suzu Suzuki, Mei Seira, and Julia versus Saya Ida, Saya Kamatani, Utami Hayashishita, and Maika.
Yes.
And this was a good match because it's a reunion of what's dubbed the golden generation of Stardom, being Utami, both Sayas, and Maika, and Himika, who isn't here anymore.
Right. Just one hell of a training class.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
One hell of a rookie class.
Like, how do you get that many amazing wrestlers?
I think we got them this year.
We do, I think.
I think we got one of the greatest classes of all time this year.
It's an amazing class.
So, it happens.
It does.
And but that one, I mean, geez, arguably we'll see what happens in their careers. But yeah. I mean,
and it was a really nice match, like, because they got to work together and everything. And after the match, they all said their little bits about how they're gonna miss each other.
Oh, were we in store for something better?
Oh man, the next night in Kyoto. Not only are we in Kyoto, at the beautiful building with the stained glass window.
Yes, we love Kyoto. Just anytime we see it on there, it's like, okay, we're going to get stained glass.
Yes, we're going to get the window.
Yeah.
We started off with Yuna Mizumori versus Aya Sakura.
As previously mentioned.
Yuna's just like, let's see if you're better than my trainee.
Right.
But it was an all right match.
Yeah, it's fine.
And Yuna pulling out that face buster finish is just always fun to see.
Absolutely.
Then we saw Starlight Kid and Rina teaming up to take on Yuzuki and Mayu Iwatani. And Yuzuki and Mayu have been teaming recently because of Yuzuki's leaving. They even had a singles match against each other. And, I mean, this was funny because I think Rina was just like trying to prove that Yuzuki isn't her.
I think the big story is after.
Man. Yeah, after the match.
Yeah, I think that's the big story because Rena was talking Rena stuff.
Yes, and then out of nowhere, here comes Rion.
Yeah.
Our rookie that hasn't debuted yet.
Yes, our cute little rookie that comes in and talks about, she's like wanting to be high speed.
Yes, and I think Rena was expecting her to challenge for the future to belt like immediately off the bat, but she turns to Starlight Kid and asks SLK to be her debut match on the 30th when she makes her debut. Which is awesome, and I hope that it leads to a few things. I hope that like SLK has her own person that is under her and eventually turns on her. Like retribution.
You know what I mean? Like to sort of get that.
Mayu's been slowly training Rion.
Just to realize maybe that's what takes her back.
Right. It could.
But regardless, right now, I can't wait to see that match. I can't wait to see Rion debut. I hope that she is Oedo Tai.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody got a girl. We didn't get a girl in Oedo Tai.
That would be amazing. She would look good with the purple and everything with that pink hair. But I think it's going to be cool to see a new high-speed wrestler and to see how fast she really is in this debut match and how she does against SLK. Rena was offended.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was more fun, and you could tell there's a lighter feel.
Yeah.
But you're still getting the stuff through, and I love it. I don't know.
I did too. It was great. The next match was Ruaka, Momo Watanabe, and Natsuko Toro defeating Lady C, Azumi, and Saya Kamatani.
And this was leading more for Momo's story.
Yes, more Momo.
Momo got the win. And I think that this was more going toward where we're heading with the Momo character. And I think it's great because everybody really wants to. And again, if you haven't watched Momo's run, when she was a white belt champion, go back and watch that.
It's very interesting.
She had some classic matches and really, really great. And something happened, around the, I guess, really pandemic era. Yeah. She kind of went into obscurity, really.
Yeah, she kind of snapped, turned on Queen's Quest,
Kind of an afterthought.
Yeah.
In a way at a time. I mean, you got to go from, she was the leader.
Yeah.
She was the leader. It was her group in Queen's Quest. and you go from that to being like an afterthought.
Yeah, you got to imagine it's frustrating.
I mean,
especially with Micah ducking her so much recently. She's probably like so mad.
I love it. I love a resurgence.
Yeah, and it was interesting too that she pinned Saya Kamatani in this match, who's a current Goddess of Stardom champion. We know they're not getting the next title shot, but there was a little moment where Utami tried to distract the ref so that Saya could do a move, and it ended up working against them because Oedo Tai was able to cheat during the distraction and get the win.
And don't sleep on Momo. Listen, her stuff is amazing.
She's fantastic.
The any match you put her in, the singles matches we're about to see, are going to be.
I'm excited she's coming to Philly.
Yeah, it's going to be some good stuff. So.
Next, we saw Mei Seira and Suzu Suzuki win a 3-way tag team match over Mina Shirakawa and Xena and FWC, Koguma and Hazuki. So this just cements them as the number one contenders for the Goddess of Stardom championships, even though FWC are insistent that they should have a title shot.
This match.
Oh gosh, these three teams worked so well together.
This match, like going in,
Yeah, on paper you're like, oh, this looks like a cool match, but it was even better than it looked on paper.
You need to watch it.
Yeah, this was one of the matches. This weekend.
One of the matches from this weekend that was just fantastic.
From this night, honestly.
Yeah. So this night was just awesome.
Yeah, so we were on a high after this match. Suzu managed to hit that tequila shot, beautiful, win the match, and tell FWC to get lost.
Yeah.
And then we head right into the Donna Del Mondo reunion farewell match. Just right off the bat.
Jesus Christ.
So on the one side, you have Rana Yagami, Sayaka Kurara, Saki Kashima, Tam Nakano, Ami Sourei, and Saoriano teaming up. So a little mix of Cosmic Angels and God's Eye on the one side just to fill it out with 6 people. And then on the other side, we have Maya Sakurai, Shiri, Natsupoi, Mirai, Julia, and Maika.
Yeah.
All coming together, teaming up to reform Donna Del Mondo for one final match. And we were missing a few of the originals, but that didn't take away.
Tekla and Himika, right?
Yes, Tekla and Himika, they did get a shout out in the final roll call, which was so emotional.
But as far as active wrestlers, other than Tekla, she's just wherever she's not there right
she's just off doing her own thing. But oh man, from the get-go, like with the music, walking out and standing in front of the stained glass, doing the pose in the middle of the ring, and then just getting to see, like, they did a really good job of showcasing each one of these wrestlers in the match and giving them their own time.
It was a great match.
It was a great match.
I mean, and the stuff with Saoriano and Julia.
Oh, man. That was, like, mean to put that out there.
I mean, yeah, don't you do that to us, and it's like, hey,
can we see that match?
My God, they were, I mean, laying it in.
Yeah, and I mean, even the moments with Saoriano and Mirai, just like, you're the one that took my belt kind of thing, and Saoriano like willingly allowing Mirai to hit her with that lariat, kind of like as a final goodbye sort of thing. It was just so emotional the whole time.
Yeah.
Because of this Donna Del Mondo team, 3 people are leaving.
Absolutely.
And that's like 3 out of 6 is a lot.
Let me tell you, those water faucets were on after this one.
Oh my God. Shiri crying and Mirai. Oh, it was so sad.
And you.
And me.
Yeah, it was
Shiri got me. Like,
well, I mean,
she's so upset.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's tough. It's got to be.
It is. And after the match, they all said their little piece, and then they did the roll call where Julia said all their names, and they had the Arrivederci, Motenai, and then
it was great.
It was amazing.
Again,
exactly what you need.
Fan service done right.
It's chicken soup for the soul.
Absolutely. I mean, they're leaving, but you know, it's not even done.
Oh, it's not. No.
But this match, honest to God, and you know how much we love Stardom, but this card should have been done.
Yeah, that should have been the main event.
Because in our hearts, our minds were numb after this.
Yeah, because you bring people out after this, and it's like, I can't even watch anything because what we just witnessed.
It was almost painful. Like not anything against the matches.
Yeah, I understand we're in Kyoto, and we got people from Kyoto, and there's a title match, but it just... This felt like it. I mean,
we even had Hanan after this. We couldn't even concentrate.
Yes. So the final 2 matches of the night were a singles match between Miyu Amasaki and Utami Hayashishita.
Which, to be fair, that one really was just a popcorn match.
Yeah. I mean, it's symbolic of Utami giving Miyu that moment.
But she didn't grow any.
She didn't.
I mean, it's like...
she didn't win or anything.
Listen, I'll be critical of this. I will be critical of her. She does... like 10 variations of she just does 10 DDTs.
Yeah.
And it's like DDTs in forearms, bro. And that sit down X Factor freaking Angel's Wings, whatever it is.
Yeah. That's like her whole moveset.
Yeah. I mean, and it's just over the DDTs. Once you see the DDT and you notice and you think about the fact of how many DDTs she's done.
It's a lot.
and it's just like that night that the night that Miyu Amasaki came out and she had the young girls with her.
Yeah. And Momo was like, go back to training.
Yeah. And they had that match. It's been, a couple months.
Yeah.
And she just let them have it in the ring, but there's never been anything come of that. It was almost like that was legit.
Yeah. It's hard to watch sometimes. We have like a running joke where we'll be watching one of Miyu's matches and we'll be like, oh, here comes DDT. Like we're surprised.
Yeah.
But it's like all she does.
Yeah, we want her to do well.
We do.
We do. But you're not going to get there if you don't add some moves, man.
Right, yes, exactly. But, I mean, It is what it is. And in the main event, we saw the New Blood Tag Team titles contested, where Hanan and Saya Iida were able to retain over Hanako and Waka Tsukiyama.
Yeah, solid match.
Solid match, yes. Saya Iida and Hanan as Wingori are always a delight to see.
And Hanako is the actual Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
from last year.
If anything came out of this match, it was that I want Hanan versus Hanako again.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of times.
Hanako, most improved. I mean,
yeah,
just it's hard, man. I'm telling you.
The best wrestler of the current class.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hanako is already one of those blue chippers.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
If you're going to start a company.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, here's everyone on the roster you get to pick from.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably going first.
Yeah.
With me, just because of age, just because of
the
upside,
potential, yeah.
You know, the size, the look, and the dedication.
Yeah.
There's not a damn move that girl won't take.
Yeah. She's just in there doing it.
The biggest girl on the roster.
Yeah.
And she takes the over the top rope like 1,000 miles an hour.
She does. She has no fear.
She takes these moves she shouldn't be taking, especially off Saya Iida in this match.
Oh God, the one where her
there's
neck
some
went
driver
sideways.
Freaking thing in the corner.
It was awful.
And she takes it like a champ.
Yeah, didn't even miss a beat.
But the thing is, like, yeah, you shouldn't take that.
No,
you know,
not at your size.
Psychology wise, it should be really hard to get you off your feet.
Yeah, and honestly, like watching her grow from this time last year, essentially.
Yeah.
I think having Megan there for as long as she did really helped, like, get her more into the groove of being that tall, bigger wrestler. Like, I think she learned a lot going through that time period, and then she's come out the other side just a superstar.
Yeah, she really took the ball when they put her in the group.
Yeah.
She has taken that ball and ran with being the heater.
And I'd love to see her and Hanan have like a career rivalry come out of this time period because they're so good against each other.
It's just an exciting time because we have so many amazing young wrestlers.
Yes.
And which way they go.
Oh, yeah. Like how they'll end up in a couple years, which factions they're going to be in.
It's sad seeing so many people, you know, seeing the 5 girls go. But here's the thing. 4 of them are main eventers.
Yeah.
And
that opens up a lot of doors.
We talked about for a long time. If there was a rub on Stardom, it was the fact we had about freaking 20 main eventers.
Yes.
And it was almost hard, even as a fantasy booking fan.
Yeah, because you want to see certain people.
You want to see certain people, and you want to see people do. You want your favorite to do well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's hard to feature that many people. I mean, you can have them in matches.
You only have so many belts.
You can't feature them.
Right.
Now it's open game.
Yeah, you got quite a few open positions up there at the top now. Like
the whole card. I mean, you've got more space now to let it breathe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's one of the good things about more wrestling promotions opening. Gives more people more opportunity to follow their dreams and do big things.
Anytime you got matches where they're going to be able to have more time to breathe in the match and more time to let a match develop.
Yeah.
Especially with the Japanese style. A good Japanese style match has to have like phase 1, phase 2.
Yeah.
You know, it has to have it.
Ramps up.
To have that this is awesome kind of moment.
Yeah.
And because they really wrestle.
Yeah.
And you know, it's great. So I'm excited about this. I really am.
I am too.
At first I was worried and concerned because
I think it's turned out a lot better than any of us could have imagined.
I don't believe that, honestly, that I think sometimes it's really good for people to go find themselves.
Right. And then come back stronger and better.
I'm going to shoot my shot with you here. Okay.
Okay.
I think Utami's been checked out for over a year.
I can see that.
And I really think that if you look at last summer, before she did her excursion, even when the critical stuff was happening going into the big cage match, she, storyline or not, she wasn't the same, right? She just wasn't a great leader,
right?
And then you go out of that cage match, and something just wasn't the same,
right?
We knew that. We could see that.
Yeah, we're like,
hell, you got
weird.
mad about it.
I was like, why is this not?
You were upset because you love her so much. And then, we had this short excursion thing. and then the time, she took for injuries. And you got to wonder how much of that was, and not saying anything about being fake injury, but sometimes an injury can feel worse in your head when you're depressed.
Right.
And, so I think maybe for us to get long-term Utami at her top game.
Yeah, she needs a little time away to explore.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to set the little birdies free out of the nest and wait for them to come home again.
So what do they sign? Like a 3-year contract or a 2-year contract? That's nothing in wrestling. And she's 25.
Yeah.
I mean,
even if she never does come back to Stardom, I think she's still going to do amazing things in wrestling.
But she's going to, everybody comes home.
Eventually.
And that's home. So
even if it's just in a working capacity, like where the promotions decide to do joint shows, like we're going to see her in Stardom again.
The one thing that I've been privileged enough to live long enough to see in pro wrestling is everybody, and it doesn't matter what level it is.
Yeah.
It can be our level that I was at, we had locker room fights, locker room fist fights, where guys literally mount at one another and beat their face into a pulp. And then a year and a half later, they're back in the locker room hugging and we're out going like nothing ever happened.
Right.
Because it's brotherhood, it's sisterhood. It's like,
it's family.
There's no other job in this world like pro wrestling. And no other job more forgiving than pro wrestling. You don't go to work at a factory and get fired or leave flipping everybody off and go piss on somebody and then come back like a year later and everybody's like, oh, hey, Frankie, how's it going, man? Hey, you know what? The piss came out. It's fine. It's fine. It don't matter about the tires. It's all good. And Frankie comes back and does better than ever. They're like, oh, we're really glad we let him back after he threw that little guy off the top row, off the top window or whatever. Wrestling is just weird.
It is.
Wild and wonderful.
We love it.
And we love it.
So Stardom has 2 more shows this upcoming weekend before they head to America. And we'll probably be back with you next week before we go to Philadelphia to top off the show before all the insanity of WrestleMania weekend, because there's going to be a lot of it.
Yeah, we absolutely will have another show with you before WrestleMania weekend.
Yes, so look forward to that. Follow us on all our social media at Wrestling Is Her, and we will see you next time. I'm Raja. He's John. Goodbye from Wrestling Is Her. Bye.
Bye.